I was in England last Thursday, a truly great country, by the way, to visit the King. A wonderful man, very special. Everybody says so. It was a fantastic visit, tremendous visit. Later that day, I also held a big press conference. Lots of reporters. Everybody was watching. And then one of them, not the nicest reporter, frankly, stood up. He asked me if President Putin had abandoned me, what my next step would be, the big step, to finally bring this war to an end. So I told the reporter, "He has let me down. I mean, he's killing many people, and he's losing more people that and he's killing. And frankly, the Russian soldiers are being killed at a higher rate than the Ukrainian soldiers. But yeah, is that let me down? I don't like to say it's that, It doesn't affect the United States. We have, unless we end up in a world war over this thing."
You could. This was a thing that would have never happened had I been president. If I were president, it would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years, people. Most people agree it didn't happen, nor was it close to happen. And I spoke to President Putin about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. I've said that many times.
It was, but he would have never done what he did, except that he didn't respect the leadership of the United States. They just went through the Afghanistan total disaster for no reason whatsoever. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity, and we're going to keep Bagram, the big airbase, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to him for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening. But I am very disappointed in the fact that that was not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania, as an example, it was going on for years, was never going to be settled. And you remember the Prime Minister, the presidents, they were there for many years. They said when they were in my office, we settled, and they started off at both sides of the Oval Office. So far away, I didn't know you could be so far away. And as we were together for an hour, they kept getting closer, closer. And by the time we finished, we all hugged each other. And one said, I've been in this position for 22 years, and all I've done is kill their people. The other was there for 7 years, and all he did was kill their people. And we got it settled. And we did. Others, as you know, the Congo we did. We settled the Congo, which is Rwanda. That was going on, and that was a machete war. That was a gruesome war for many people, close to 10 million people killed. But the Russia situation, I hope we're going to have some good news here coming up. But again, it doesn't affect the United States. And look, it doesn't so much affect you or crush you. You are a lot closer to the scene than we are. We have a whole ocean separating us. Another reporter then asked me if there was any update about the autopen. And then I said, yeah, she has gotten worse for their standpoint. Was he the people that used it? And one in particular, one person was never told by Biden to do it, only spoke to Biden twice. And that was just talking about the weather, not talking about any order. And he was taking orders from people other than Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't giving them an order to do this. Joe Biden didn't believe in open borders. He did. And I've known him for a long time. He was never the brightest bulb in the ceiling, as we know. If you go back 40 years ago, and you'll see that. Go back and take a look at the hearings and Justice Thomas, and you'll see that very much. But he didn't believe in open borders and all of this nonsense that they're peddling now, which is why they're not in office any longer.
It's a shame. The altar pen was illegal. It was illegally used. He never gave the orders. He never told them what to do. And I guess the only one he signed, or one of the few he signed, was the pardon for his son. But you had the congressmen who, when they got the information, they found out they were guilty and they deleted and destroyed all information. Everything. Couldn't get any of it. They found out that Nancy Pelosi actually was offered the 10,000 soldiers, and she turned them down. They found out many things that were very bad. So they deleted and destroyed all information. You talk about freedom of the press and freedom of speech. How about that one? And there's not a thing. This is after a year and a half of hearings. They destroyed everything. And somebody has got to be held responsible. So Biden, what he did is they knew. I don't think he knew, but somebody knew. I don't think Biden had a clue about anything, if you want to know the truth. But they gave a pardon to those Congress people. They get a pardon. Those people are so guilty, they gave a pardon. But they didn't know about it. The people, whether it's Lisa or any of those people in there that really ran it, I know them all. And they're sick people. They're smart people. They're very smart. They're probably brilliant, but they're sick in ideology. And they were running the auto pen. And it was totally illegal what he did. And I hope it's going to be so as judged.